Hello everyone, we are Group 2 and we will be proposing our intervention for drinking and driving. Mostly everyone here either knows someone who has drank and drive, or worse, has personally done it themselves. Drinking and driving is obviously a problem at Indiana University. The target population we are focusing on is people between the ages of 18 to 22 years old, specifically in Bloomington, Indiana. Bloomington has been rated the drunkest city in the state of Indiana. With this comes a lot of DUIs and a lot of crashes. We all hear the sirens every night flying around Bloomington. Behaviors that may be related to drinking and driving on college campuses come from normal college experiences, partying. A behavioral issue for college students choosing to drink and drive is ignoring ride options or the lack of knowledge of these ride options. The lack of knowledge could be due to the fact that these students are not aware of the free options they are offered around Bloomington. Another weekend could be students don't want to pay for a Lyft or an Uber, especially with the famous weekend surges that makes the prices rise. Another behavioral issue is kids believe if they stop drinking earlier in the night, they will be sober enough to drive home later that evening. Drinking and driving as a whole is the main negative behavior. There is not an excuse for it. Events around Bloomington can lead to these negative behaviors. There is always something going on in a college town where drinking is the outcome. Whether it is a birthday, an event, or a frat party, drinking titles of the week such as $2 Tuesdays or Thirsty Thursdays can also lead to these negative behaviors. Rides can be hard to get on bigger days in Bloomington as well, which typically leads to a lot of individuals choosing to drive themselves instead. Learning different reasons why students choose to drink and drive has helped us create our intervention and proposal to help change these negative behaviors.
Hi, my name is Sierra Ford, and I will be discussing our program's budget. We plan to need $1,500. We will apply for a $500 grant from Mothers Against Drunk Driving to pay our host, and we plan to partner with the First Year Experience Program and the Substance Use Intervention Services Program to donate $1,000 to be put towards reserving a room on campus, paying for a microphone, podium, projector, and chairs for the students who attend our program. Next, I'll be talking about our program itself. We will be partnering with the First Year Experience Freshman Orientation to implement an extra presentation for the students. We plan to have a health service worker talk on the risks of drinking and driving and risks of alcohol use. We will have a student advocate share their testimony about drinking and driving and share what rideshare options are available to students on campus and in Bloomington. RAs will also discuss with the students in their freshman dorm floor meetings about the stigma around drunk driving and asking for help when you need it when you're out drinking, and hopefully create a buddy system with their floor mates for when they go out to parties, and that way, like our mission statement says, they can go out and get home.
Hello, I am Taliah from Team 2, and we had a few goals and objectives that we wanted to accomplish with our mission, which was drink more, drive less. We wanted our students to be more like aware of what rideshare options they had that we offer. We wanted them to know that they have friends and that they should and still trust them to be an excellent driver. And just things of that nature. But we really just hope that we want IU students to know that they can have somebody to rely on. They can have somebody to live with. So to ensure that happens, one of our goals is to let the students on our campus know about the rideshare options that we already partner with, such prior to like Lyft or Uber. We want them to know that they can come out, get free things and of that nature, and have somewhere and something safe and reliable that they can rely on and still have fun. They can still accomplish the goal, which was to have fun and be safe. Another one is that we want to reduce binge drinking. We know that binge drinking is a problem. It's not really healthy. And then especially if you want to just, and go right and drive. No, we don't want that. So to reduce that, we really want to have checkpoints. And we hope that the checkpoints, we will get help from the IU officers or IU Bloomington officers. And we just want them to, just kind of patrol. And if you notice anything, people take breathalyzers. You feel me? Take breathalyzers. So hopefully that will persuade the students to not want to keep continuing to drink. Like you'll see the authorities and go, okay, I'm gonna slow down because I do got to drive. So those are what we hope to accomplish.
Hi, my name is Phoebe, and I will be talking to you about some of our program's intended outcomes after the completion of the educational aspects added to freshman orientation and into the RA floor meetings, also known as the program Go Out, Get Home. So immediately after the cessation of our program this year, we hope some short-term outcomes are that college students increase their knowledge overall of the dangers of drinking and driving, whether that include like statistics of how often it occurs, the consequences of it, or overall just increase their awareness of what it is and how many of their peers could be affected by it. An additional second short-term outcome would be college students gaining awareness and knowledge of other options to utilize instead of driving themselves after drinking, whether that be rideshare apps that we partner with, or whether it's through the use of public transportation, or even buying themselves a Lyft or Uber, or a designated driver. Any of those options are great options. We hope that through this program they increase that awareness and knowledge of these options available to them. Some long-term goals that we have that we hope to see by the end of the year after this is implemented is we hope to see college students having a lower DUI arrest rates at the end of the year. As a stat in the beginning of the video showed, about 200,000 college-aged individuals are arrested each year with a DUI. We hope that this rate decreases after our program is implemented. An additional long-term goal that we have is that we hope that college students increase the amount of rideshare that they use. There's not really a good stat about this. Like, it's usually just like, would you use it, would you not use it? But we hope, we could get some information from rideshare apps that we partner with to see that college students around IU are utilizing their apps more than they were previously. And those are some intended outcomes of our program.
We base the format of our intervention around the health belief model. This model attempts to measure people's behavior patterns based on 6 different constraints: perceived severity, perceived susceptibility, perceived benefits, perceived barriers, cues to action, and self-efficacy. For the 6 factors of the model, we have different aspects of our intervention that will apply to each constraint. For example, a cue to action for the students will be hearing a first-hand experience of how drinking and driving has personally affected the speaker and the after effects that it has had on their life. Another example would be perceived susceptibility. We want the students to understand that this can happen to anyone, anytime, or anywhere, whether it was intentional or not. And perceived severity can connect to the dangerous incidents that can occur, such as serious and/or deadly accidents. Perceived barriers that students may think of would be the cost of the ride programs, but what they may not know is that they are already paying the fees for these and their yearly tuition rates. Perceived benefits would of course be keeping themselves and everyone around them safe. And finally, self-efficacy. We want the students to leave orientation and floor meetings with the knowledge of the different available programs to them and that they feel confident that they will use them in the future. We would love for this intervention to be sustained as part of freshman orientation every single year. Overall, the amount of funding required for intervention isn't very high, so we believe that these costs could be covered with donations from the community and from partnerships that we've created with groups on campus. Also, our partnerships with FYE and the Substance Use Intervention Services will hopefully become long-term relationships so that they can continue to assist us in the future with educating the freshmen and with funding. We believe that as long as freshmen are informed of the options that they have available for them, we will be able to decrease the numbers of students who participate in drinking and driving.